Star Wars The Bad Batch has just been announced by Lucasfilm and Disney as the newest animated TV show written and directed by the man himself, Dave Filloni. The show will release on Disney Plus in 2021, following the story of what happened to the Bad Batch after the Clone Wars Season 7 and Order 66. I'm going to break down everything we know about the new Bad Batch animated show by Dave Filloni, including how it could tie into the Bad Batch on Kashyyyk unfinished Clone Wars episode, and the Bad Batch Scar Squadron theory. Before we get into it, remember to subscribe, as I'll be covering the entire Bad Batch show from the start to finish on the channel as soon as it releases. Only 31% of you who are watching this video are currently subscribed, so remember to hit the red button. So the official Star Wars website has just confirmed that the next animated TV series on Disney Plus will be Star Wars The Bad Batch, airing in 2021. The legendary man behind the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels TV series will return for the series, along with many familiar writers and directors from The Mandalorian, Rebels, Resistance, and of course other Clone Wars writers. The series will follow the elite and experimental clones of the Bad Batch, who were first introduced in the first arc of the Clone Wars Season 7. It will follow the journey of the Bad Batch as they find their way in the rapidly changing galaxy in the immediate aftermath of the Clone Wars and Order 66. As you all know, each member of the Bad Batch possesses a unique ability which aids them in combat on the battlefield. The group comprises of Crosshair, who had brilliant eyesight and aiming abilities, Wrecker, who was reckless but carried extreme strength, Tech, who had an enhanced mental capacity and extreme intelligence, Echo, who can decipher enemy combat tactics through his Techno-Union implants, and finally Hunter, who was the leader of the squad and was able to detect electromagnetic pulses through his enhanced sensory abilities. The Bad Batch will have to find their way in the early years of the Galactic Empire, taking on mercenary missions, bounties, and other tasks just to stay alive. This news is absolutely amazing to hear, and I'm incredibly excited that we're continuing the story of the Bad Batch. In previous videos on the channel, which you can check out in the description and the pinned comments down below, I did a theory video which argued that the Bad Batch actually survived Order 66 and were on Kashyyyk with Luminara Unduli, who we know was captured and eventually killed by the Empire. All the evidence for that is in the theory video below, but the basic theory was this. We know the Bad Batch had their last ever mission of the Clone Wars on Kashyyyk with Master Yoda. This was fully written and almost fully animated in an unfinished Clone Wars episode. Because this was their last ever mission of the war, and because it was only a very short time before Revenge of the Sith, the Bad Batch might have still been on Kashyyyk during the movie. Because we obviously see Yoda with Commander Gree and his men in Revenge of the Sith, we know they can't still be under his command and therefore must be under the command of Master Luminara, who we know was also there during the film. If this is the case, then the new Bad Batch series might start on Kashyyyk, showing the clones failing to protect Luminara from being captured and going into exile after that. The fact that this series exists at all and is set in the Imperial era almost certainly confirms that the Bad Batch did not execute Order 66 and removed their inhibitor chips. It will definitely be interesting to see whether they remove the chips before or after the order was given, but it's also possible that they weren't given inhibitor chips at all because of their unique modifications on Kamino. But let me know down below how you think the Bad Batch were able to escape Order 66. I'm also going to make an early prediction and say that the season finale of Star Wars The Bad Batch could feature the members of the Bad Batch becoming Darth Vader's Scar Squadron, which I have a full theory video on linked below. Darth Vader's Scar Squadron, which is formed sometime after this show is set, is named Task Force 99, very similar to the Bad Batch's official name, Clone Force 99. On top of this, each member of Vader's Scar Squadron looks like it has an equivalent member in the Bad Batch. You have one that looks exactly like Wrecker, one that looks very similar to Crosshair, and also ones that look like Tech and Hunter. If you want to see the full theory video on that, remember to check out the video linked below. I'm also going to make another massive prediction and say that Barriss Offee will appear in this series, because we know that Dave Filloni has massive plans for her and that he wasn't able to use her in Star Wars Rebels. I want to say that she'll be an Inquisitor, but that's a little bit too predictable at this point, so maybe Dave Filloni will surprise us. It's going to be amazing to see the lives of a group of clones after Order 66 trying to survive the tight grip of the Empire. It will also be incredible to see Echo again, after he realizes that many of his brothers have probably turned on their Jedi generals and executed them in the Great Purge. But let me know what you think the series will cover in the comments below. There's going to be a lot of speculation to come on the channel in the near future. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to subscribe for more Bad Batch content in the near future. Cheers guys, hope to see you in the next one.